Hey y'all, welcome to Chasing Down Madison Brown. Today we're here in Wisconsin. Next, from the curds to the cuts, I'm inside the cheese plant making mozzarella with one of the best. This is really authentic, old school Wisconsin right here.
Absolutely.
Then, it's a day in the life of a dairy farmer.
If you get poop or peed on, then you're really initiated.
What have I signed up for? Plus, we're in Kentucky, hanging with champions.
Well, this is our main stallion barn that housed 6 stallions.
So get ready, because the flag is up and we're off. Chasing Down Madison Brown starts right now. My name is Madison Brown, and I'm chasing down the best food, people, and farms in America. So come along. You never know who you'll meet, what's on the menu, or what we'll end up doing on Chasing Down Madison Brown. From the moment I arrived here, I was beyond impressed with this incredible family farm. This is a real farm-to-table family. From their one-of-a-kind cheese shop to the delectable and unique restaurant they have in town. Let's just say my journey to Wisconsin was well worth the trip. And it all started in the cheese plant. Ben, thank you so much for having me here at Ponderosa Dairy Products. What are we doing today?
Today we're going to be making a couple different kinds of mozzarella cheese.
Awesome.
Yeah. So right now this is just the mozzarella curd stirring in the vat.
This is cheese.
And we can see here there's little pieces of cheese.
Yeah.
So what we do with this in the mozzarella making process, mozzarella is a pasta filata cheese.
Okay.
So it's cooked after the cheese making process is finished.
Oh.
So that's what the team is doing over here.
So right now we're scooping all our curds.
Yep.
And then this bucket will keep going into that auger.
Correct. All day long until the vat's empty.
Okay. Oh,
So
wow,
if you spill, you
that's
can be
heavy.
messy. There you go. Perfect.
Is it all on the wrist?
Yeah, kind of. Right in the cooker, yep.
Okay.
And in we go. And this water is about 165 to 170 degrees. And there's a set of augers in here. So as they heat up, they become stretchy.
Okay.
And once they start to stretch enough, the auger will pull them up. And it's going to come out here in a little bit. And we'll have a nice stretchy piece of cheese. There's 488 little holes in there.
Oh my gosh.
So that hot cheese gets squeezed through, and you can see it, they're moving slow. It's almost like little worms coming out of the ground.
Yeah.
And when it gets long enough, Gary will cut it, and then it goes into this, what we call it's a saltwater brine.
Okay, now I'm sorry. I'm just now seeing what's going on over here.
If you want,
oh my gosh.
It'll stretch, depending on how hot, you can stretch it for a mile.
Oh, that looks good. And you're doing that all with the milk
From the farm here,
that's
correct.
just coming from next door.
Correct.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we're one of, I believe, only 6 farmstead locations in Wisconsin.
Really?
So to be considered farmstead, you have to make the cheese from your milk
Okay.
on your farm. It has to be with your own milk from your cows. It must be
Wow.
made on site. So this is a very unique location.
How cool is that? So you guys are like, this is really authentic, old school Wisconsin right here.
Absolutely.
So as someone then that has worked in other cheese plants in Wisconsin, what really sets Pagel's apart?
Here, the biggest difference here is the milk.
Okay.
Any cheesemaker, not just in Wisconsin, but on the planet, will tell you the quality of the milk is the #1 most important thing.
That's the secret to all good cheese.
Absolutely. You have to have good milk, and then fresh milk is also important.
And it doesn't get any fresher than this. On the other side of this wall are the cows. And at Ben's fingertips is a whole supply of fresh milk ready to be pasteurized right here.
So this is the computer, and all I have to do is, if I want to put 1,000 gallons in there, I just tell it I want to do 1,000 gallons. And I'll hit start. It pumps it in here at 96 degrees straight from the cow.
That is incredible. It's so high tech so that, you know, you're keeping this so sanitary while we're being that close in proximity to the cow.
Correct. The collection bin's about 50 feet away, and the parlor's another 20 feet past that.
So, I mean, it's literally right outside your front door.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the door, correct.
I mean, we could get to the parlor faster than we could run a touchdown.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What is your favorite part of your job?
Favorite part of my job, I love being in the plant. I love having my hands in the vat. Experimenting with new cheeses is my number one.
Okay.
We have a small experimental vat between our two main vats that I can put as little as 60 gallons of milk in it. So I can make 40 pounds of cheese in one little batch. And I can do all kinds of crazy things. I add flavorings. I mess with different times and temperatures to get different flavors and textures.
I heard a rumor that y'all are making tailgating cheese curds.
Yep.
In Packers colors.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, walk me through that process because that is amazing.
So we make fresh cheddar curds here 4 days a week, which we made some this morning. We'll have them done by 7 a.m. and they'll be on the store shelf by 10 a.m.
Oh my God, so it was in the cow last night.
Correct.
It's walking out of this store at 7 and it's in my grocery store at 10.
Roughly, yeah.
It does not get any fresher than
Nope,
that.
absolutely not.
Oh my goodness.
And the customers love it. That's one of the most popular items in Wisconsin is fresh curds. So half of them we'll make white and then we'll dye those green and we mix them together in the same package and you have tailgate game day.
Can you even keep those on the shelf during
not
season?
On game day. If there's Packer home game, we get online orders for them. People call ahead, they'll order 10, 20, 30 pounds for a tailgate party. So yeah, they fly off the shelf. They're very popular.
Oh my goodness. Now, are the Packers the only team you guys are making tailgating curds for?
Yeah, we wouldn't for anybody else. That would be just... Yeah, that'd be blasphemy.
That's not ethical here in the state of Wisconsin.
Not in Wisconsin, no. You'd get run out of town.
Next, it was time to switch over from the mini whips to the string cheese.
They're going to change the head here, and we're going to make our string cheese. This is our NASCAR-style pit stop right here. We try to switch over as quick as we can because we don't want the cheese to cool down. Perfect. So here, no different than the other ones. It's just a bigger diameter hole.
Gotcha.
String comes out. We let it get a certain length, and we put it into our what we call our cutting block. And there's a slice every 6 inches. That's how we get it the length we want.
Well, Ben, thank you so much for inviting me inside your cheese factory and for really showing me what makes Pagel's dairy products and their cheese award-winning and delicious. I cannot wait to try some.
Awesome. Well, hey, you're welcome. We loved having you. You're welcome back anytime. We do tours for the public, so whenever you want, you come back and we'll let you come and play with us for a day again.
Coming up, Hatcher Family Dairy welcomes me in and puts me to work. Ta-da! You made that look so easy, and that is not easy at all. Plus, this enormous sparkling trophy and the horse who won it.
He's the second richest racehorse in North American history.
Which is just unbelievable.
Won almost $16 million at the racetrack.
They say every farm has a story, and here in Middle Tennessee at Hatcher Family Dairy, well, the story's on the walls.
And that's his wife there, my great-grandmother, and of course they had 2 kids, which is my granddad and his sister.
More than 200 years ago, the family chose this gorgeous piece of property and never looked back. And today, this is a thriving dairy, thanks in large part to 5th-generation farmer Charles Hatcher, who invited me to spend the day making milk that many say is the best tasting milk you can find. Charles and I headed out to start the day, and if you know me, then you know our first stop had to be where the little ones live. I'm seeing a lot of babies here.
Yeah, so this is the next generation. This is the future of Hatcher Family Dairy.
So this is the fun part.
Yes, this is basically a nursery, literally. So we've got the baby calves in here, so we'll raise them. They'll stay in these pens for a couple of weeks, and then when they get a little bit bigger, we let them go outside and grow up in groups together. And this was my very first job on the farm. So when I was about 5 years old, I started taking care of the baby calves, and they all have their own personalities. It's so funny, and it is enjoyable to take care of them at this age. Unfortunately, they don't stay that size.
I know, they're so cute.
Yes. Learned a lot of valuable lessons in this very farm as a child. Taking care of these, you have to clean after them every day, make sure they have good feed and water, and you know, this is the future. This is where it all begins.
So what do you guys do as a 5th generation farmer to really make sure that, you know, the cows have the best care, that they have the best nutrition?
Yeah, animal care and health is of utmost importance to us, and they're like family members to us, and very fortunate and blessed that we've got 2 vets in the family.
Well,
so
that makes it nice.
my sister and my dad, so these animals get treated better than I do. So they get of utmost care, and you know, happy cows are productive cows, and you know, it just like with us, you know, if you feel good and you're healthy and happy, then you just, you know, you're more efficient.
And efficiency is exactly how this family runs their farm, including the milking parlor.
The best is if you get poop or peed on, then you're really initiated. The first thing we have to do is I'll go through and I'll dip all their teats with this. And we get them good, clean, and dry, and then that's when we attach the milking machines on.
Okay.
But being clean in here is where it all begins.
Okay.
For the quality.
So you're really trying to make sure that everything from step 1.
That is correct. So how we do things in here affects the shelf life
of the milk.
The finished product. Now, what we'll show you here is this is the way they used to do it old school. We'll see how you are on this. So you start here and just squeeze down.
Okay.
And I'm so good I can even shoot people. So let's see if you can get some out of there.
The old school way.
Yeah, a professional, look at there. My great-granddad did that 100 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
The new technique and technology is these machines.
Okay.
They have a suction like a vacuum cleaner, and then they have a pulse like a heartbeat, draws that milk out, and then goes into the big tank in there.
Okay.
So I'll press the suction here, and you can put your hand on that.
Oh my gosh, that is like a vacuum.
Yeah, and then you just attach the machine, and then you can see all the milk coming out there.
Okay, that is a lot more than I was getting.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
How long will it take to
It'll
milk
take her, they're anywhere from 3 to 5 or 6 minutes per cow.
Okay.
So they'll give about 3.5, 4 gallons in the morning, 3.5, 4 gallons at night. You want to give this one a shot?
Okay.
All right. So I'll press the button for you. You're going to put one hand under here to guide it with.
Okay.
And then use your other hand there. This one right here is going to go to that front one there.
Okay.
See if you can attach that. Then you just start attaching.
Just attach one.
Look at there.
Ta-da!
Professional.
You made that look so easy, and that is not easy at all.
It's not. It looks like it's easy, but there's a talent to it.
Yeah, because like holding it and, I mean, clearly, that is a lot harder than it looks. But I guess when you've done it as many times as you have.
Since I could see over this bar here.
So that's when you get to graduate up here, is when you can see over.
When you learn how to do something on the farm, it becomes your job. So I tried to avoid learning things as long as I could.
Next, up close and personal with the one and only gun runner. And now, here's my Uncle Chris and his thoughts from inside the great world of agriculture.
Welcome to Pork Chops and Applesauce. I'm your host, Christopher Knight. Now, is there anything out-trending sustainability as a buzzword? What does it mean to America's farmers and ranchers? Let's find out.
We're always looking at what we call closing waste streams. We're almost fully closed loop company. Everything we produce, we either sell as a product or byproduct, and any wasted eggs get turned into either dog food or cat food. We actually sell the manure and also the packaging. We're always trying to strive to reduce all the waste, so we're always looking at being a sustainable practicing company.
You provide jobs and security for people around you. You build a community. You put kids into the school system. You have your own family that you're building this all for to someday be back and take care of it and continue the legacy on.
You guys are being so incredibly resourceful in the fact of you do not waste one resource.
Nope. That's what we call sustainability.
You know, sustainable to me is food that's not going to be detrimental to the environment. My grandfather was a farmer, my dad was an agricultural engineer, so it tied into my past a little bit. And I'm a big fan of sustainable agriculture, sustainable aquaculture. It's a great way to feed people healthy food. Catfish is on the top 10 of sustainable fish at a price point they can afford.
What does sustainability mean to you specifically?
We are really big on making sure that we are able to preserve the history and integrity of the farm. So we want to make sure that we are rotating our crops properly. Where we are standing right now, if you were to look just across the road here, we've got soybeans putting nitrogen right back into the ground, and next year we'll swap. And we want to make sure that we are doing the best we can for the land we have, because we firmly believe we are just stewards here for another generation.
To feed the population that we're going to have by the year 2050, I think it's 9.7 billion people. We got to do things right. We got to find the best varieties to grow. We got to double our production in order to meet that amount of people and that amount of food to feed everybody. So we got our work cut out for us. We got to be sustainable to last and to keep farming year after year and make it work.
I'm Christopher Knight, and this has been Pork Chops and Applesauce.
Childhood food insecurity is an issue that's near and dear to my heart. To learn more about how you can get involved, visit farmingtofighthunger.com. Located just outside of Lexington, Kentucky, sits an awe-inspiring piece of land like no other. This is Three Chimneys Farm, one of the most famous, inspiring, and successful thoroughbred horse breeding farms in the country. Three Chimneys is more than just beautiful. It's also home to some of the most iconic names and greatest racehorses in history.
Well, this is our main stallion barn that housed 6 stallions.
Sandy Hatfield manages the stallions. It's here where Gun Runner hangs out, along with greats like Palace Malice and Funtastic. And even during the winter, business is booming.
Our breeding season runs basically from Valentine's Day to the 4th of July. So we're in the breeding shed 3 times a day, all that time. And the rest of the time, the horses are here for people to look at. We try to give them a little bit of a break during the off season, but all the horses stay outside at night. They all have their individual paddocks, and then they come in the morning. It's a hard life. They get brushed, they get a little breakfast, they take a nap. Yeah, so it's a nice day, and then they go back out after lunch and get to stay outside and play in the snow and eat grass.
If it sounds like the life of a king, there's a good reason. These stallions are big business in the breeding world. If you would like your mare to mate with Gun Runner, it's going to cost you a cool $70,000. And that's if she's qualified.
So when you are looking to, do a pairing, what makes a good match? What makes them compatible, so to speak?
Well, you're looking at different things, mostly pedigree.
Okay.
And just like any other kind of animal, one lineage might match well with another lineage. So you look at that. You also look at race record of the mare. If she hasn't had a foal, you look at her foals, how they're doing, how they crossed well. But we try to pick the mares that suit the stallion best.
Okay.
Because that's our job, is to try to make him a good sire.
Sandy's been here for 19 years and has worked with some of the greatest racehorses in history.
I was here when Seattle Slew was here.
Seattle Slew, what was it like the first time you saw him?
He was pretty amazing. I mean, he's not a great big horse in stature, but you just know by looking at him and how he acts that he's the man. He was always that way. And he was a little bit of a cantankerous old soul, but...
he could be, though.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, he had the right. So it was pretty exciting. I mean, those kind of horses just take your breath away when you see them.
And I see that they kept his nameplate up on his stall.
All the nameplates on the tops of the stalls are horses that were in those stalls that are deceased.
Okay.
And then names on the doors are horses that are in those stalls, obviously, now.
So when you breed them, do you have them all prettied up?
We do. We have them all prettied up for their dates, yes. Yeah, so this is Gun Runner.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. He's the second richest racehorse in North American history.
Which is just unbelievable.
Won almost $16 million at the racetrack, yeah. So pretty amazing his transition, because he raced in January 2018 and then retired and was in the breeding shed in February. So
oh my goodness.
a lot of times we have months to try to get these horses acclimated to being here and their new careers. But he raced in January. The next day we put him on an airplane. We flew from Florida up here with him and gave him 3 days off. And then the fourth day we introduced him to his new job in that room right over there. And he took to that just as good as he did to the racetrack, thank goodness. He's an amazing animal.
It'll be so exciting to see what his offspring do.
You want to pet him?
Yes.
Come on.
Hello. Hi, buddy. He just has the prettiest coat color.
He's beautiful, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Thoroughbreds are just amazing because they're still just so, they're the bodies of athletes.
They are.
So athletic.
Yeah.
With a farm full of young stallions, Sandy says this is a very exciting time to be working at Three Chimneys. With these stallions, the future looks bright.
The barn now basically is a lot of young horses. When Mr. Torrealba bought the farm, he really brought in a lot of young, fantastic bloodlines. So we're basically starting over again. It's kind of a rebirth for us. And our youngest horses just have 2 retired this year, and then we'll take charge and strong mandate have 3-year-olds this year. So we're just getting started.
Standing next to Gunrunner is a moment I will never forget. My visit to Three Chimneys Farm has been a blast. Thanks for watching, and see you at the racetrack. Well, y'all, that's all for today. Thanks for chasing me down at the Three Chimneys Farm here in Kentucky. For more behind-the-scenes fun, make sure to check out my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and blog. Bye, y'all.